Destination Sailing Channel is sponsored by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, follow the link below and receive an additional set of filters with your purchase. If you speak with Mike at Seawater Pro, don't forget to mention Destination Sailing Channel. Hello and welcome to Destination Sailing Channel.
I am Carla.
And I am Simon.
And we are from the YouTube sailing channel Sailing Ocean Fox.
Over the past 3 years we have sailed over 26,000 miles through the Mediterranean, across the Atlantic and the Caribbean.
In this series we will be looking at some of our favorite islands, towns and keys we have visited during our adventure.
This will give you a fresh insight into your next destination, what to expect on arrival, places to stay, things to do, and how to find those necessary provisions, from propane to bananas.
So let's start with this week's location, Curaçao in the ABC Islands.
Yeah, we last visited in the summer of 2019 during the hurricane season.
Curaçao is located 435 nautical miles west of Grenada, 60 nautical miles east of Aruba, and about 40 miles from the Venezuelan coast.
Languages, Papiamentu is the official language of Curaçao. Dutch and English is widely spoken. Now, Papiamentu is...
It's a mix of languages which are Portuguese, Spanish, English and Dutch, I believe.
The courtesy flag is the Curaçao national flag.
So, weather. The climate is tropical, hot all year round, with daytime temperatures ranging from 28 or 29 degrees Celsius between December and February, and up to 31 degrees between May and October. This period is the most humid, but the trade winds blow constantly all year round, freshening up, isn't
They
it?
certainly do. Well, we were there. They were blowing at 25 knots the whole time, and it's absolutely ideal if you've got a wind generator, because in Spanish waters the sea is very flat, very calm, and the wind is blowing.
And you can position yourself strategically
You can.
to get your wind vane blowing all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting facts about Curaçao. Curaçao is famous for having a variety of corals. These include the elephant ear and the tube sponges, as well as the double bed coral, giving the name because of the compatible size. Huge. In fact, the diving there is
Absolutely amazing. One of the best we had. Yeah. So, of the 7 species of sea turtle, 5 live in the water surrounding Curaçao. While you are less likely to come across leatherback turtles who prefer deeper water, it's possible to see many of the other species while snorkeling or diving around the island.
The currency is the Antillean guilder, the ANG. The rate is fixed at 1.8 to the US dollar.
So time zone is UTC -4.
Correct.
The closest city is Willemstad, which you can reach by bus.
Navigation, the waters around the islands do have some reefs, so you do need to be a little bit careful, but on the whole they're actually pretty good, and probably you'll be going to Spanish water, and it's a straight-in approach.
Boyage, Region B, so the green square top buoys will be on the left as you enter from the ocean.
Now, check-in. Check-in is a little bit complicated just due to the fact that all the offices aren't very close together. So, assuming that you've gone to Spanish water, where most people go,
yes,
you're going to have to take the rib ride down to the bottom of the estuary.
Yes.
And there you'll find a dinghy dock, and then you can walk to the corner. So you go out the boatyard, turn right, down to the roundabout, and just on the left there's a bus stop. And from there you can get a bus into Willemstad.
Yeah, I think they run every half an hour, if I'm not wrong. Something
it's the only bus that comes, but the bus comes in 2 ways. And but there are no other buses. There's only one bus stop there. Now, when you actually get off the bus at the other end, you'll walk to the quayfront and across the small bridge, not the floating pontoon bridge, and you carry on down the road there. And on the left-hand side, there's a sort of place where you go around and upstairs, and that's where you do the first call, which I believe is customs.
Yes.
And then From there, you have to walk all the way back to the floating bridge, across the floating bridge, all the way down the other side of the inlet until you get to the docks, and there you will find the immigration post.
Yes.
Having done immigration, you can then go across the road, up the steps, and do Port Authority.
Port Authority.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the time scales.
Yes.
Don't go far to the end of their closing times,
No.
because they won't do it.
No.
And save the whole day to do it, because it's a very, very slow process.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't like your paperwork, the register.
It was quite interesting actually with
Yeah.
us, because we're on the British Register, the SSR register, which is the third register, and they kind of claimed that they'd never seen a document like this one before, which was really odd. But in fact, it was the same document that we all carry. And by flicking through loads and loads of paperwork, eventually they didn't find another one.
Yeah.
That was strange, wasn't it? That was
very
really strange. Yeah.
But it's very, very slow process, and normally has a lot of people in front of
Yeah.
you. So just save the whole day to do it,
Yeah.
and try to go in the morning and just,
Yeah, that's it.
cool.
That's the best thing. Yeah. Now, dinghy docks, down in Spanish waters, right down the bottom there, the west end, there's a little marina which is basically really for fishing boats, locals. And but they do have a dinghy dock, and they really don't mind you using it. So that is really your place to go. If you go anywhere else, you'll probably get told off.
Yes.
Apart from the beach on the way in, they don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, but anywhere else, you'll probably get told off.
Yeah. So marinas, there are many marinas for local boats. The only one we managed to get into in Curaçao was the marina in Boatyard at Wilmstad. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually really small. It probably only takes about 30
Yeah.
boats. They really use it for holding boats before they haul them out. But we did manage to get in there. We had a go at some of the other places, but to be honest, they all said that they were full, or it was just for local boats.
Yes.
There's this kind of pontoon on your way into Spanish Water along the right-hand side, and you can use that for a short stay, but I don't think you can stay overnight.
Yeah. The Royal Marine Services in Pescadeira Bay also has a mooring according to the
To noon side. Yeah, according to them, they've got berths there which you can use. If you go anywhere apart from Spanish waters, you've got to get permission,
Yes.
which is one thing you need to take into consideration. That's why most people go to Spanish water.
Yes.
So anchorages, there's 3 designated anchorage areas in Spanish water. We actually went on the one on the left-hand side as you enter, because you kind of come in and go round to the left. And off to the port side, there's a sort of lake area. But you do need to be a little bit careful up there, because further you go in, the shallower it gets. And there's some reefs up there as well. The holding was pretty good there.
Yes.
Yeah, because blows like bullets through there.
Yeah.
It really is quite blowy. So need to be a little bit careful. Fuel. Fuel is available at Curaçao Yacht Club, which is just over the way from where we were talking, and they'll be happy to sell you fuel and sell you water, as we discovered.
Yes.
Also, Spanish Water and Gas, which is down at the marina at the west end of Spanish Water. There's a filling station there. Propane, haven't been able to find anything out about propane. I can't remember us filling any propane bottles there.
No.
My guess is you probably have to go to a car filling station and talk them into an adapter to fill your gas bottles.
Yeah. So buses and trains. No trains, I suppose.
No trains whatsoever. Buses are absolutely fantastic.
Really, really
Yeah.
good. Big ones with
Yeah.
air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Really, really modern buses. First class.
Very
bus
cheap.
service. Very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of all go to the bus depot, don't they?
Yes,
in
they
town,
do, yeah.
In main town, and then
Yes.
from there you go out again.
Yeah.
There's also a little bus to the supermarket, isn't there? From the roundabout.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
we took
yes,
it one day,
yes,
didn't we?
yeah.
And you'd have to
Yes.
probably listen to the local net. There is a local net
Mm-hmm.
every morning, and they will probably advise you of when there is the bus service. But I think it's a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it drops you off for an hour or so, and then comes and picks you up. And if you're really clever, you can get them to pick you up before and go to Budget Marine and then walk to the supermarket. Oh, talking about Chandler's, talking about supermarkets.
So you have the Van den Twill supermarket, which is a very good supermarket. You have everything, anything you can find, expensive.
But to get there, you have to take the bus in the other direction. So you have to cross over the roundabout to the bus stop.
To the bus stop.
And then it's only really around about half a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
that supermarket. But it was a beautiful supermarket.
Yes. Then you have Luna Park Max Market too.
Yes, which is on the main bus road into town, or as we said, you can get the.
If you get the bus, you can go to both. You just have to be careful with the timing of the bus coming back.
Yeah. Chandler is, there is a budget marine. There's nothing budget about budget marine, of course, but there is one along by the supermarket. There's also a company called the Freedom Machines, which is in town, relatively close to the marina, the Boatyard, and I actually found them quite a bit cheaper. There's Mercury Marine and Boston Whaler Curaçao, and yeah, it is a little bit more expensive than you probably want to pay, but that's the way it is, really.
Yeah. So hardware stores, you have Building Depot and Caribbean Fasteners.
Yeah, they're the two main ones, and you can go and get all your stuff there, whatever you need. Moving on to Boatyards, as we say, Curaçao Marina and Boatyard, they have a 60-ton haul-out facility. So this isn't actually a travel lift. It's one of these things that goes in and lifts the boat up on the slipway and they pull it out. It all looked very clean, the yard. They store an awful lot of boats there for the hurricane season. What I would say is we had a couple of little minor run-ins with the Boatyard, didn't we? They were really quite aggressive about everything that they were doing.
They're not very friendly. I would say. No. Yes.
There's also lots of other facilities there in the way of engineering companies, stainless steel work and things like that. Yeah. There's also a travel lift at the Royal Marine Services, but unfortunately I couldn't find out how big that one was. Mm-hmm. But they've got a big yard up there as well.
Yeah. So Sailmaker, you have Sailmaker Rob Arms, which is part of Doyle Sails.
Doyle Sails, yeah. He's not actually close to Spanish water all the time. He's right on the other side of the island. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure he will help you out. Mm-hmm. Destination Sailing Channel is sponsored by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, follow the link below and receive an additional set of filters. If you speak with Mike at Seawater Pro, don't forget to mention Destination Sailing Channel. Check out our video when we installed our Seawater Pro watermaker. So what to see and do? Well, this is packed full.
It is, actually.
It is.
So you have Queen Emma Pontoon Bridge.
Now this is absolutely fascinating. Yeah. I think it's probably been rebuilt a few times, but it's a floating bridge. It's closed to vehicles nowadays, so you actually have to walk across it or cycle across it. Absolutely fantastic, and I'd really recommend if you could get yourself into the marina for a couple of nights, you can then come in and call them up and get them to open the bridge.
Yeah, because it's amazing. Really.
It's really weird because
the way they open the bridge.
Yeah, it pivots on one corner, and this whole thing sort of comes out, and it's got a sort of diesel engine on the end of it, sort of turning a propeller.
And at some point I was like, are we going to fit there?
Yeah, because they only open a little bit to let you through and then they close it again. Absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful lit up at night. Absolutely wonderful, that is, yeah. Willemstad and Punda. So the capital is Willemstad, but it's kind of split into two different towns, Punda being on the one side. But the buildings are out of this world, aren't they? They're really Dutch, really look
very
Dutch.
Colourful, beautiful,
absolutely
very nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Here again, really worth a visit a couple of times. I mean, you'll go there when you check in, but it's probably worth another day going around there and having a good look.
Then you have Shitterboka National Park. We were taken there by a local, a follower of us. It was absolutely amazing. They have these the water, just the waves. They're little inlets, and they go narrower and narrower and narrower, and then the waves come in, and then they fly up. Absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. And also, there's a lot of old caves there. Yes.
And some of these caves, as you bang on the rock, you can actually hear the iron. A lot of these caves also go back an awful long time. So some of the local people, the original indigenous population, used to live in them.
Beautiful, very nice.
Now, another thing that is really worth doing if you're into it is
the diving.
Yes. The diving there is absolutely fantastic.
It's probably the most beautiful diving we have ever made. We haven't done that much,
no.
But it was beautiful. We went to under these cathedral, what they call a cathedral. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, if you go down to where the dinghy dock is and just go around the corner there, you've got the bar, and then you've got a dive bloke who takes you diving, and he takes you to what they call the tugboat dive.
Yeah.
And it's got three things which are really stunning. Well, first of all, you've got all the corals, and you've got a coral nursery.
Yes, yes.
And then you've got a wall. A coral wall coming down, really quite a long way, which was absolutely
26
fantastic.
meters, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You then got the tugboat,
Yeah.
which is
Full of fish.
Absolutely beautiful.
But when you go into the cathedral, and the guy was guiding us, and he said, "We're going here now," and I was like, "Oh my God, can we go through that little bit?" But then we went there, and just the amazing, the corals.
This is the piles holding up a quay above it, but they're very close together, and you can swim in between them. And as Carla said, they're absolutely
amazing.
fantastic.
The colours of the coral is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely
beautiful.
stunning. And the water's very clear. I mean, it's as good as Bonaire.
When we went in, because it's a shore dive, so we went in. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this doesn't look very nice, does it?" Yeah.
But it is absolutely fantastic.
It is fantastic. Really, really nice. Not to be missed.
No, and not expensive either.
No.
And he takes photographs and
he sends you all the photographs, so you can really enjoy the scenery.
Absolutely great. Yeah. Another thing which is worth going to see, actually, which is very close to Spanish water, is Fort Beekenberg, which is remnants of a 1703 Dutch military stronghold. And it still has the ramparts and cannons and various things like that. That was lovely. I really quite enjoyed that.
Yes.
It was a great thing to go and see. So all in all, it has a lot to
offer.
Yeah.
We didn't think at the beginning, but now,
it does.
Has a lot to offer.
We were there for around about 3 weeks. We actually installed our Rutland wind generator while we were there, and we did quite enjoy it, actually, didn't we? Yeah. It was a great place to be.
Yes.
And the ABC Islands are a wonderful area to go for the hurricane season. Spanish water is a hurricane hole, and it's supposed to be one of the best hurricane holes in the whole of the Caribbean.
Yeah. So connections, you have international airport flights to Europe and Americas.
Yep, you can get anywhere locally from their big airport, and as Carla says, also international flights.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to our channel.
Just a reminder that you can see our adventure on YouTube at Sailing Ocean Fox.
Yes, they are episodes 78 to 81, and we will put a link in the description below.
Destination Sailing channel is supported by Seawater Pro. If you are buying a watermaker, look up the link below and receive an additional set of filters with your purchase. You would also be helping us to produce these free podcasts and videos.
You can listen to Destination Sailing channel as a podcast. Just search for the channel on your preferred podcast platform.
This is Simon and Carla from Sailing Ocean Fox on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all the major podcast platforms.
Until next week, fair winds wherever you are sailing.